Words express the way we relate to the world. If we pay attention to the way we speak, we will probably understand something about the way we love. Indeed, some choose silence, preferring to avoid speaking. Some fill the void with the constant noise of their voices. And others choose words with care. When we speak, we always give something of ourselves to others. Words can be bridges that bring us closer to people, but they can also be walls that are difficult to cross. Therefore, we should be careful with these precious tools. And God also speaks. In the Bible, God speaks from beginning to end. God creates through words, and Jesus is the Word made flesh. At the heart of this Lenten journey is the gift of the 10 words, those words that can lead every person on a path of freedom. The book of Exodus places the 10 words along the journey of the people of Israel to the promised land. They are the heart of this journey to freedom. When we love a person, we slowly discover the things that please and help him or her. In this way, we know what enables us to be in relationship with that person. The words that God says to Israel are a proposal. They are the criteria for staying in relationship with Him. These words are a space like the promised land and like the Garden of Eden. It is a space of relationship with God. We are always free to choose to stay in that land or to leave it. The words are the boundaries, the limit, and the margin of whether we are still in that relationship or whether we have left. Sometimes we can stay in a house but no longer inhabit it. We can stay in it as separated in a house, or we can use it only as a hotel. Sometimes does it happen that we put on the role of falsehood and disinterest in order not to get our hands dirty and take positions that could destabilize the peace that we are trying to protect at all costs. How often, in order not to be disappointed, do we fail to see what is happening in the right light and pretend that nothing is happening, preferring to close our eyes to our own and others' shortcomings. The relationship with God can also be treated in this way. The temple is the space of relationship with God. It is the sacred space, the space of encounter. Jesus notices that people have stayed there without experiencing the relationship. Jesus empathetically calls to repentance those who no longer live the relationship with God. These are the people who use the temple, that is, the spiritual life, the church, the community, for their own interests without believing in it. Just as in today's gospel, we see Jesus entering the temple and overturning the merchants' tables. We must be willing to rethink our relationships and attitudes. Just as the merchants in the temple turned a holy place into a marketplace, we sometimes run the risk of developing a mercantile mentality in our relationships. This happens when we reduce our faith to a simple exchange of prayers or religious practices without truly engaging ourselves inwardly. Similarly, in our interpersonal relationships, we may reduce human encounters to mere superficial exchanges or emotional transactions rather than sincerely engaging with others. As St. Teresa of Calcutta reminds us, it is not so much what we do as how much love we put into it. It is not so much what we give, but how much love we put into giving. Our spiritual life should not be a mere list of religious duties, but rather an authentic and living expression of our relationship with God. And the question we should often ask ourselves is, am I using God or even others for my own purposes? Or am I living a true relationship? Here, God's first words, as the Exodus passage reminds us, are meant precisely to take away that kind of relationship with us. God is not an idol, but another who enters into a living relationship with us. God is not a product of my imagination, but an other who surprises me. So let's look beyond appearances to explore the depths of our relationships with God and others. We should be ready to turn over the tables of our certainties and habits to discover new perspectives and renew our relationships with truth and love. May this example of Jesus in the temple inspire us to boldly explore our faith and cultivate more authentic and meaningful relationships.